everybody, Tom Vasel here, and welcome to my Best of Publishers series. Today we're doing the Best of Parker Brothers. Now this was a little iffy for me to put this list together because Parker Brothers was many years ago bought by Hasbro. So they kind of combined them together, and now Hasbro will release things with a Parker Brothers logo on it. So I hope I have these correct, but these are my favorite games from Parker Brothers over the years. Now, interestingly enough, Parker Brothers games, there was Milton Bradley too, and so they kind of combined the threads of them. But Parker Brothers games, there's actually some pretty decent games here. Not necessarily all of them are my favorite games, and some of these games you might be surprised that Parker Brothers did at one point or the other. So let's take a look here at number 10. For Parker Brothers games that I enjoy is Hotel Tycoon. They just actually remade this. I believe another company remade it, but Hotel Tycoon was a playoff of Monopoly. I'm not a big fan of Monopoly, but Hotel Tycoon had huge hotels, and they were built 3D cardboard hotels all over the board, and then you built entrances, and when someone landed on your entrance, they would pay you money for depending on how many buildings you built. It really was kind of a spin-off on Monopoly, but I just loved it. The 3D look to the game, it's how many entrances do you want to build? Do you want to spend more time building entrances, or do you want to actually build up your hotel? Do you want to build up Waikiki or and it has a really cool look to it. That's Hotel Tycoon, or Hotels, I believe it was called originally. Number 9 is Picturica. Picturica is a game where there's just pictures all over the board, and you got to find ones that are the same or match the cards. Think of it as a Where's Waldo the game. They just came out with this actually a few years ago, but I enjoyed it. Number 8 is Clue, the DVD game. Never been a big fan of Clue. Clue, I like the aspect of Clue. I think it's a little too simple, but I like the aspect of Clue, but I hate it that you roll the die to move. Clue, the DVD game, got rid of that. You just moved around the board, but it had a DVD with it that had different things would happen when you went into different rooms. The case was different each time. There was random cases, there was set cases, there was hidden passageways that you could find. Really, really had a lot of fun with this. It was a huge improvement on Clue. Number 7 is Clue, the Museum Caper. Have you ever seen Clue, the Museum Caper? It is an amazingly neat game. One person is a thief who's coming in to steal Mr. Body's painting. So they're running around secretly, writing it down on a piece of paper. The other players are running around trying to capture them, also using cameras and motion sensors. The thief is disabling the cameras and shutting the power off. Oh man, and it's a 3D board. This is one of those games that needs to be remade. Well, Spectre Ops actually gives a kind of a feel to it, but it's simple, fun. Think Scotland Yard, but shorter. If you pass this one by because it has the word Clue in it, don't. It is a blast. Number 6 is Pit 2. 3. Or you can play the silent method, which no one should ever do. Pit, that loud, screaming game. Actually, several companies have produced Pit, but Parker Brothers has been one of those. The stock market game where you try to trade away and get 7 of the same card in your hand. Staple in my family when growing up. I really enjoy it. Number 5, Roller Coaster Tycoon, the board game. Now I was like, I hope I like this game when I first saw it because I really like Roller Coaster Tycoon, the computer games. But Roller Coaster Tycoon, the board game, really did a good job of that. You're moving around different people in the park. You're trying to get them to land at your rides. You're trying to build rides and then have people land at them and move the different colors around the park. There's different people. It was actually a pretty interesting game. There's a little fiddlier maybe than it needed to be, and I think there could have been more depth in the game, but I was very impressed. And number 4 is Yahtzee Free-for-All. Not Yahtzee. Yahtzee's an okay game. Actually, Yahtzee gets a lot of hate, but I can sit there and just play a game of Yahtzee real quick by myself and see what my score is. Yahtzee Free-for-All, Richard Borg did, and it had a kind of a weird box, but you could steal things from other players, and you could, had a little bit of push your luck to it. It kind of took Yahtzee and added some neat mechanisms to it, and different cards would pop up, and this is what you're trying to go for now. I enjoyed this one a lot. Number 3 is Can't Stop, which apparently I can't. If you ever play this game, you are rolling dice and then using combinations of those dice to move pieces up different columns. You want to move up the columns all the way to the top, but you can stop anytime you want. But if you ever roll dice and you cannot move a piece, then all the progress you've made that turn, you've lost. You can technically win the game in one turn. I heard that it's done. I've not done it myself, although I've gotten really close. It is a lot of fun. Can't stop. Number 2, Sorry. Sliders. I feel like that's the theme of this list. I've been like, Clue Museum Caper and Clue DVD and Sorry Sliders. And Sorry is a game, but Sorry Sliders, a game where you take the sorry pieces with little balls and you roll them down and you're trying to make them, it's basically a shuffleboard style game as you're trying to slide them down. Really well done. They even made a Cars version of it, which was a race game. I actually never played that one. I heard it was good, but Sorry Sliders itself, still in my collection, still one that my kids enjoy playing. And number 1, Balderdash, or Beyond Balderdash, or Balderdash. Balderdash, one of the best party games ever made, in which you don't know what the definition of word is, so you make one up, and then someone reads them, and everyone has to guess which one is the actual one, which starts off kind of a fun, interesting experiment of a game, and then just devolves into pure silliness. And then Beyond Balderdash added different categories, which they then incorporated into regular Balderdash. If you want to play Balderdash with me somewhere, the chances are pretty high. I enjoy it a lot. Those are my 10 favorite Parker Brother games. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching Best of Parker Brothers.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.